Hello my gorgeous makeup loving friends, welcome back to another Swatching Sunday. So over on this channel on a Sunday I like to take any sort of an eyeshadow palette, whatever it is, and swatch it across lots of different lighting conditions so you can get a general feel as to what these palettes are like. I'll sometimes comment on what the formula feels like, etc. And today on the chopping block is Arttitude Cosmetics' new Vintage Neutrals palette. Now, full disclosure, I did receive this in PR. Thank you very much, Rooks. I very much appreciate it. I am also an affiliate with the brand. If you use my code Teresa10, you'll get some money off and I'll earn a commission. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever, we've done that. Anyways, I did do a video recently actually kind of showcasing the palette. But today's video is actually swatching it and showing it across lots of different lighting conditions because, I mean, it's not on sale yet, but I know a few of you will be thinking about whether or not this is correct for you, if it fits in with your overall aesthetic for your very many needs. So that is what today is all about. So if you're interested in seeing what this looks like, then this is the video for you. Do please keep on watching. The stencil is on, the palette is here. I have some clean fingers. You know what that means. Right now I have my ring light at a 90-degree angle. There's two box lights and we're going to get straight into swatching this new Arttitude Cosmetics Vintage Neutrals palette. So we have our first four shades, and the main thing that I noticed is that the mattes themselves are just so smooth. I'm not surprised because I've obviously used these on my eyes and they blended so easily, and I really feel like these are going to swatch very, very nicely. We have the shade Fashion. Look at that, like already a lot of pigment there. Antique. Ooh, that's very pretty. Then we have Chic. I used this the other day. Look at that. That's nuts. And Vintage. That was one swipe. That's nuts, right? Look, I'm going to build these up ever so slightly, but I'll be honest with you lads, I don't need to do that much because these are nuts. We have our next four shades. Again, I just find it so funny that Rooks went, yes, this is neutral. And I have to say, love it. By the way, this shade I used on the eye and it is so much like a metal. It's beautiful. We have Throwback. I mean, look at that one swatch. Vibes. Muted, which is basically the colour of my skin. And Retrograde. Now you do kind of have to tap that on. Do you see how I was saying like it's very metallic? So there's essentially almost like a flakiness to it. But once you glide it on correctly, I mean, look at that. And I don't have any sort of like glitter primer or anything like that. Ooh, goodness. This shade here, I used this on the lid and it is absolutely gorgeous. There's a sort of a flakiness to it, so you're best to sort of pat it on. Similar to this one, this palette is much more matte heavy than her previous ones, but because she's kind of changed around the formula, I'm kind of glad. I fucking love these mattes. They're so damn good. Ugh, like you see it even in the pigmentation, and then you've seen me blend them. Some of the best blending work I've ever done. It's ridiculous. So this is the shade Glamour. So do you see how beautiful that is? Now I can tap that on just because I kind of want to disperse it. I don't want too much flakiness, just for me. That's my personal preference. This shade Classic. How I didn't shove that straight onto my eyelid, I'll never know. I'm honestly confused. Then the shade Retro. Oh, beautiful. The kind of shimmery shades that she's included are so mindful. And then we have Old School. Beautiful. And we're on to our very last row. I will say this shade here, Timeless, it feels a smidgen more gritty than the rest. So I'm interested to see how this one is going to swatch compared to the others. We have Era. Reminiscence. Oh, shut up. That's beautiful. Timeless, which as I said, kind of felt a little bit different. Yeah, see, it looks slightly different when swatching. But oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. Look at that. Yeah, never mind. False alarm. And Nostalgia. And I did use the shade Nostalgia the other day. It is ridiculous. And that's it. That's the whole palette swatched. Let's remove this stencil. I have to say it's such a unique colour story and I totally see the vintage vibes here. Oh, have a little bit of fallout from the shade Antique. Not wildly surprised about that. But there you go. Obviously I have quite a few lights on right now. As I said, I have the ring light, I have 2 box lights. I don't have an overhead light on, but that will kind of drown it out to some extent. But look at those mattes. You saw how pigmented they were. I also have a video where I'm actually using, I think six of the mattes. So it gives you a decent idea as to how they blend. And I was personally really damn impressed. I already can't wait to play with the green notes of this because I love green. And I'm kind of thinking of a few of these. Yeah, so let's mess around with some more lights and see exactly what's going on here. So I have now added in an extra light, which is the overhead light, and it will kind of drown out some of this ever so slightly. But you still see, look at those pigments. Look at those mattes. They are still so goddamn vibrant. Like, that's so pretty. I love these shades. I was so impressed with just how much pigment came off of these really early on. And yes, it is primarily matte. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more shimmery shades. But I've said this before, I'll say it again. Based upon this new matte formula, you know what? I'll take an entire matte palette from her. I will. I think it's absolutely fantastic. This is just done so well. I love it. We're continuing with tradition because I do like routine. We now just have the ring light at a 90-degree angle, and here's where you see the shimmers kind of coming into their own here. You can see that beautiful sparkliness. There's some duochromes in there, multi-chromes, and like you can just see how pretty they are. Now, considering this is a vintage neutrals, you wouldn't expect many multi-chromes, duochromes, etc. I mean, who thinks of vintage and goes, yeah, multi-chromes? So I think she was very right on focusing on the mattes and getting them just right. But look at that. Look at the shine on those. Absolutely. So beautiful. I feel like she did really well on this. Obviously now the next thing to do is to get rid of the light completely, or at least have a more focused light. And here we are now with our light back again. This kind of shade Antique at the very top, you can see how it's very kind of glittery almost. There's a very much a sparkliness to it. It's very nice. I'm just trying to figure out how to kind of show it off in the best way. So I am moving around the light ever so slightly. But I think hopefully you can see some of those duochromes pretty nicely, just in the way that they shift here. Again, just, oh yeah, you can see some of the glitter here pretty darn well. But obviously it's not a palette for the shimmers. You're not kind of going into this going, I must get the shimmers. Although the shimmers, don't get me wrong, absolutely stunning. They're so pretty, but there is more to this palette than just the shimmers. You know, it's those mattes. I know that people don't get like super excited about mattes. They love like a sparkly, shimmery couture. I really stumbled over those words, but there you go. People do tend to like sparkly, shimmery things. But you know what? You need a good matte, you know? End of the day, you need a good matte. And I think you can see that with this. And we're in the dark and I'm on my phone right now. You can see the shimmers of Antique there. It's beautiful. It's exactly the sort of gold that you would expect to see from that. Do you see what I mean about that shade Retrograde? It's exactly like a metal. It's stunning. And those are our duochromes. Do you see that one just up at the top there? It was called Glamour. That one is stunning. I used that the other day. Beautiful. No complaints. I don't know why I sang that. Slowly getting my voice back. Yeah, this is definitely a palette that you get for the mattes because it is so gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, zero complaints. And now I'm just showing you this in everyday light. There's no specific light coming in. A little bit of natural light here through the front door. But other than that, not so much. You can see the shimmers are captured pretty darn well, but look at those mattes. Look at them. Look at them with your eyeballs. Again, don't know why I'm singing. Can't even really blame it on the antibiotics anymore because I'm almost finished. One more day. Les Mis reference. But yeah, that looks quite nice. Let's have a little look at it in indirect sunlight using the Canon. And here I am at a window. You can really see just how much shine, reflect, metallic-y goodness we're actually getting off of the shimmers here. Yeah, I mean, it looks quite nice. I was going to say zoom you in, but it's actually just me like flinging my arm towards the lens. Oh, we're so high tech over here. My goodness. You know, Netflix, eat your heart out. You wish you had these production values. Ah, but you could have my talent. Also, has anyone been watching Rivals? I have been obsessing over it. I think it's the best thing ever. Who knew that I was going to fall in love with Danny Dyer? Definitely not me. I didn't see it on my bingo card, but there you go. His character is very lovable. And I swear to God, that is somewhat related to this, because that's like a 1980s show, but actually the vibe of this is more like 1960s. Ooh, beautiful. Let's see what it looks like outside. And here we are outside trying to capture some natural light. You will hear some wildlife out and about. You are seeing though the shift on that shade Glamour quite well. Or at least I am. I don't know about you. I see it pretty darn well. I would apologise for the lack of light, but you know what? It's Ireland. It is what it is. And I'm sick of saying that in every single video. Enjoy the sound of crows. I love crows. I really want to see if I can get them to be my friends. Is that weird? Is that a strange thing to say? I don't think it is. Comments, suggestions down below as to how I can make crows be my friends. They've probably already figured out that I've like a skite of cats. So they're like, no. No, she has the strange killing machines. But yeah, that looks beautiful. I'll show you this on my phone as well, just for extra info. And here we go. On the camera phone, again, you can see that shade Glamour, the shift from blue to pink. Isn't that stunning? I just can't get over the mattes. Again, birds are going bananas, but I think we're meant to have a storm here, Storm Bert. Apparently he's not bringing Ernie. It's very, very upsetting. I don't know what's happened. Some sort of a relationship breakdown, but sure, look, it happens, you know. But this looks beautiful. So yeah, there you go. That's the whole thing swatched. So that is it. That is the entire palette swatched. What can I say about this? I mean, the major thing to talk about here are the mattes. Oh my god. Oh my god. They are so good. So good. Don't get me wrong, the shimmers are beautiful. They absolutely are. Like that shade Glamour, it is stunning. I was going to say I would do terrible things to have it, but I'm like, you have it. Why would you do terrible things to get the thing that you already have? That sounds like a toxic relationship, Teresa. Let us not do that. It swatches really, really well. I can also say from using it that it blends really well, wears very well. However, I have only tried about half of the palette. So, you know, take all of that with a pinch of salt. I hope that seeing it across lots of different conditions was helpful to you guys. If you are looking for a very shimmer intensive palette, this probably isn't the one for you. This is much more matte focused. She is also restocking her Metamorph palette, which is stunning. That's absolutely beautiful. But it has her older matte formula. Again, nothing wrong with that, but this is on like a totally different level. So I personally think it's absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, my gorgeous friends, that is it. That is as much as I can essentially say on that. You know the drill. You've looked at the videos. You can come to your own conclusions. What do you think of this? Did this impress you? Do you like the colour story? Is there something that you would have liked to have seen different? What are you hoping the next one is? Because by the way, there is another palette. And I have it. I plan on playing with it actually tomorrow. So, you know, I will do a Swatching Sundays on that. But by the time a Swatching Sundays on that comes up, it will already have been available. So a little bit late, but it is what it is. But anyways, my gorgeous friends, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. If, however, you're thinking that's not quite enough swatching Sundays for me, I have another one coming up. Yeah, because the lovely Janet said that she wanted to have a swatching Sundays with the Cosmic Brushes Sinister palette. So that is coming to your screen later on today. So if you need a double entry of swatching Sundays, I have actually attempted to do that for you. But my gorgeous friends, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Do please like, comment and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell because it is polite. And do please share, because sharing is caring, except of course for STDs, in which case, just wrap it up. Don't be gross. But that's it. That's the end of the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.